Alrighty guys, I'm back working on this dump truck here. Just trying to show you guys a couple things of what I got done. I don't know if I showed you here how the step and exhaust was all laying up underneath this here. So I got all that shit there tore off. The step was leaning down really far like this. I got that straightened back up. Got the battery box straightened back up here. I went ahead and the front bumper was loose. The cross member was loose. The motor mounts were loose. So I got all them tightened up. As you can see here, the cab's got a pretty good amount of rust in it, but every single one of them I've ever had, these trucks here when they're older, they rust out there. But the thing ain't going nowhere. We got a little bit of oil leaking from the rocker boxes down through there. And as you can see here, this copper line here, they had this copper line on. And I know this is, you know, people use copper all the time, but it's connected here. You know, it's got a splice in here. It's got a splice way fucking up there in there. So I just wanted to get rid of all that there. Got me some new brass fittings, put them in there. And I went ahead and fixed the exhaust. I left that stack on there. And all I did was just come right around through here, 5-inch here, because it was mainly just rusted out right here on this pipe. So I went ahead and got that done. Put a new piece of flex pipe in there. Got that. And then my shield is in here. We're going to take the shield and we're going to bolt the shield back up in here. I got this bracket here. I'll bend that down. And then right here's another spot where the other bracket was at. I'll go ahead and drill another hole for that so we can kind of put that back up there how it goes. And I went ahead and I got these are the new airlines that I've gotten. I've put them on there in the past before. But other than that there, guys, you got a little small rust hole here, but the rest of the doors are, you know, in pretty decent shape. I got to put the weld the mud flat back on there, get all that stuff there done. And then right now I'm working on the compressor here. Here's the other copper line. Look how right there how that was like messed up right there. The flare was on there. You can see where somebody's bent it with a pair of pliers or something, but we went ahead and we got the new pipe thread piece on there. That's good and tight. And I'm going to go here now and I'm going to cut that off so I can pull that out. I'll lay the new one in there where it goes. And then, you know, like right here, this main, the ground wire for that there, it's just laying up into there. So we got to get that, kind of get that there moved around. I wish I would have just changed this copper line out too. I'll get that one next, I guess, because you can see here where it was rubbing on that one line for the longest time. Just kind of little knick-knack stuff, guys. Here we gotta get done here. Won't be too bad. Go ahead now here, and I'll grab my saw back out here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that line there. Pick my tools here up. Oh, but there's a lot of other stuff here that I didn't video yesterday. I was in a hurry trying to get it done. Down here on the very bottom of the tank, down there where that fitting goes, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that fitting that screwed up in the tank was loose. It was moving back and forth, and the damn guy, I guess he didn't have a wrench, so what he did is right there, he took a damn hammer and a chisel and tried to spin that around, and that's not where it was leaking. It was leaking up there where it goes into the tank. I was going to hook the speedometer cable up, but this fitting here, it needs to be unbolted and spun all the way around and then get tightened up. Once you do that there, it would be a whole lot better. I greased this universal here. I checked all the transmission fluid in it. I mean, yeah, I checked the gear on the transmission and stuff. Hang on, guys. Let me take this call. Alrighty, guys. I'm back over here now. Like I was saying, the bolts for the other side, they were all loose. So I got all them tightened up. I greased all the stuff in here. I adjusted all the brakes on there. Back here in the back, as you can see there, I adjusted all. I took and greased all that. And then where my wishbones are, some people don't have to, but what I do is I take and I get like this chain loop from Napa and I spray the hell out of every one of them, because them things do move. And if you ever got to take them apart and they're not super dry, you know, it makes it a whole lot easier for you to get them apart. So what I always do is I just take them and I spray the grease on them, which they've been greased. This time it ain't been greased in forever. I can just, you know, I can pretty much just tell you that now. With that being said, you know, some people got the lines right here that needs to be zip tied up, and then they got just different things just laying right here that just don't need to be done. Anyways, I'm trying not to hold my hand underneath this thing because I don't have nothing but the cylinder there. But it's been sitting here like this overnight. So the guy did say, he said it didn't leak off. So, I mean, he was right about that. But anyways, other than that there, you can see here, guys, it's got a lot of rust in between the double frame there. A lot of them do. A lot of them do. So I'm not worried about that there. I greased all the universal joints. That looks like a newer one there. But the fucking guy, he tried to tell me he greased all the stuff. That was a lie. He greased what he could barely get. You can see down there, them are the pins for the springs. It took a little bit, but I finally got them to take grease and cleaned all them up. And then back here in the back, down here, there's grease fittings down here. Some people don't know on the Henderson suspension, but this one here is so rusted and corroded. I had to, if I do take the tires off to do the brakes on it, I will take these here and take them out, and I'll try to get them out. But the Henderson suspension, all that looks good. Somebody has replaced this bracket here in the middle. There's another air valve back there, but for the air tailgate, this truck didn't have an air tailgate, and somebody put it on there. So for the air tailgate, I took, and what I did was I sprayed that grease all over top of all that stuff there. I finally got the pins back here to take grease, which they are wore the fuck out. But with that being said, I mean, some grease is better than no grease. And then I greased all the stuff up in here for the air tailgate, greased all that. I mean, I just, like I said, guys, I went over the whole truck and tried to get it as best I could. But anyways, now we're going to worry about working on now is, I got to go ahead and cut this copper line here off. Once I get the copper line cut off, I'll go ahead and put the other line on there, get that done, and run it over there, and we should be fine on that. Greased the steering box here, greased all the pins up here. I did just the front brakes. They were way out of adjustment. And the only thing I got to do is just the hood bracket here. This is still kind of loose. But other than that there, and I changed the fuel filter too. I put a brand new fuel filter because as soon as you would start it up, it would kind of like, I know some of these will kind of hunt up and down for a second, which I know the Army truck we got, it does do the same thing. So I put a brand new fuel filter, but the fuel filter was like finger tight. And all I can think of is it's probably just sucking air. I'm like, man, I can't believe my ass made it home like that. Then, like I said, got all the other stuff here out, but we're gonna go ahead now and start taking in. I'm gonna cut this copper line real quick with this saw here, just because I'm not too, like I said, I don't need it here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it so I can pull it out of that box. Let's see here. The thing is, I'm trying to get it to where I don't cut the other line on the bottom there. That's what I'm... Just like that. Okay, so now I can just drag it around the other way there. Now I gotta see who's calling me again. And, but yeah, I really ain't trying to take on a whole lot of new customers right now, guys. I'm trying to really get, what I'm really trying to do now is I'm trying to take and get the, I'm trying to get that lot over done and get all that stuff cleaned up, at least get it all done over to where, what I can do is, trying to get the lot over cleaned to where I can get a lot of trucks. I can start taking everything there, and I can kind of get everything clean around the house where I can kind of, you know, don't have to be so fucking compact here at the shop, here at the house, because, you know, everything is just all here and stuff's everywhere, and it's just so hard to, you know, it's so hard to work on everything, because when I go from one place to the, you know, from here to the other, working on their stuff, you know, I gotta, it's just so much to do. It's just really hard to explain, really. Not trying to make excuses or nothing, and just trying to, you know, trying to tell you, you know, how it is, really. But this copper line here, it's probably been on there since it was new. And then like my service bed here, you know, I kind of need the room here to pull that bed off the other truck and put the other bed on the other one, and just, I ain't trying to make excuses, just working for them, you know, working for Dad and them, and my brother with their business, and then another guy's business I work for. They're keeping me plenty busy to where I can try to get a bunch of their jobs done and stuff, and that's just kind of where I'm at right now, just trying to get all that stuff there done. And I kind of figured that this thing here was, I thought there was a thing up inside there. I'll probably take in, I'll probably have to get up inside there and take it. I got a clip up in there for the muffler, and what I'm gonna probably do is I'm probably gonna, let me get up inside here, guys, and take off that. Yeah, it's gonna be a 9/16 right on top of that. Let me try to get up in there and cut that out of the way, and then once I get that cut out of the way, we'll go ahead and start running these new lines. Alrighty, guys, I went ahead now and I got this line. I got it where it curves around through here perfectly. I don't like how it's kind of close to this one right here, but it does make a better transition than if it was down here like this one was. So I wind up, like I said, making it like that there, and then I run it all the way up around through here, come across the top of the transmission just like the other one did, and run right around the side of the frame there. So now it looks 1,000 times better, and it'll hold up better than the, can't really say hold up better than a copper, but this right here you can bend it a whole lot easier, and it, you know, it don't have no kinks or nothing in it. So with that being said there, I need to go ahead and pick up my stuff here now. Get this wire and stuff here they had. This was the wire that they had for the other damn thing. And let me get my cutters here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that. Go ahead and get this one cut. Get this stuff here out of the way. Right, got all that done now. Got that moved. Get all my tools here picked up. Get the pulls picked up. I think still got to put that bracket on inside the cab there. I got to get that done too. And weld the fender on. I'll move the tractor out of the way in the shop there, and I'll get the welder off so I can weld that other mud flat. But gotta get some zip ties and stuff. I'm gonna zip tie a couple of these wires up because I don't want them touching. I don't really want them touching anything. And like I said, I don't know why they, I mean, they got it grounded down to there, but then again, I just don't really, I might have to wind up cutting this one off and then moving it over. I don't know why they run one up and over this one and going down to there, but why in the hell they just, you know, that or just come down here on the starter, take that little nut there off and then move that one over and out of the way to where it's not rubbing, you know, get it over here on this side here. So, well, you see there, like I said, got it all put up in there. I'm gonna put some zip ties and stuff, kind of tidy all this stuff here up real quick. I don't know if you guys can see it here. Gotta get this one wire here off, if I can get it off here. Oh, and I got the starter bolt. I mean, it's been like that for a while, but I don't know, just some stuff, like I said, guys, some stuff just kind of makes it, some stuff to me, you know, I'm just kind of like, man, I just don't like it like that. I want to fix it. I want to try to get it done right. I know it's an old ass truck and stuff, but it's like the starter here. The starter is, now we kind of run this around and then kind of come up here like this. And this one here, I don't think it was. It's just, it ain't even got a regular clamp on it. It's just got a regular, you know, you just put it in there and then just tighten it up. Anyways, that's just a little ground wire there for the pump. It's just some stuff like this here. It just makes sense to me. Like I said, it's just some stuff like this here to me. It just makes sense before I get out there on the road and I start driving it, because I don't even know. Fuck, I might drive this thing one day and the fucking engine might blow up on me. I don't know. Just a chancey cake, I guess, when you buy a used truck. I also ordered a number 5 or number 10 fuel button. See if I can't get a little bit more horsepower of this old 300. Okay, here we go. Now we got that. Alrighty, I guess now we can get all the tools here. Like this little bracket here. This little bracket was just laying there. It goes up here. So all I had to do was just unbolt it there, put the bracket here, and bolt it back here. Where somebody, when they took the compressor out, they just didn't put it back on there right. It's just, you know, it's just simple shit like that there that I don't understand. The AC, he said on the AC here, he said that you can charge it up and it'll work for about a summer and then it's gone. I didn't even mess with the AC right now. If I get to where it gets hot in there, if I don't like rolling the windows down, then I'll just take the damn dump truck and I'll just take it and then I'll just charge the air up on it. But for right now, it ain't really, I ain't sweating it that bad for right now. I just need to get up and down the highway. So let me go ahead and get all my stuff here picked up, and I'll fire this thing up for y'all. Alrighty guys, got all the pipe and everything. I'll make sure ain't nothing leaking. Everything's good and tight. Like I said, she smoked a little bit when he fired it up, but other than that, there seems to be pretty good. You can see there, guys, it's got a little bit of a leak here. But like I said, I think it should be just fine on everything. Check everything out and see how it's going to do anyways. And yeah, as you can see there now, there's some holes in the floor there. We'll eventually get all that stuff there fixed, but nothing to be too concerned about. But I'm gonna take and hop off here now, and I'm gonna go ahead and weld that. I gotta weld that one fender on there. I'll get that fender welded up on there, and then I might just go ahead and take this on over to the lot and see how good it's gonna do. So thanks again for watching, guys, and hope y'all like the new dump truck here we got. Hopefully we can get this thing, get this old girl back up on the road here and start making some good progress.